So today I'm going to show you guys how to wash a black car quickly to minimize the swirls it leaves in the car. A lot of times, just to go over a little bit of general knowledge, I guess, is that the reason why black or dark cars swirl up more is not because the paint quality is inferior, it's because the light refracts off those swirls in your clear, and this refracts and you see it more. The light refracts and you see it more because the background is black. So for example, on a white car, you see very little swirls. They're there, you just don't see them as much. With a black car, you see them a lot. Another thing is that the black car, when you have swirls in it, when you wash your car, it's gonna show a lot more the difference because the water shimmering on top of your paint makes the black color, it's like creates a perfectly flat surface, and your car is super black and reflective when that happens. And then when you dry your car comparatively looks bad. So we're going to do a few tricks. The first thing I want to talk about is the car soap. Okay, what is car soap? Car soap is essentially a lubricant, and that flies in the face of what we normally know. So for example, I'll give you an example. When you have a regular soap, they have a lot of, they're concerned with cleaning power, right? When you wash your clothes, when you wash your hands, or when you have a degreaser to wash the floor in a restaurant. Well, that's basically a cleaning power. A car soap is not really about cleaning power. A car soap is really about lubricity, creating a lubrication on your paint so that when you're washing over your car, it's not just water, it's not just soap, there's a lubricant mixing in with the particles, and that is preventing most of the scratches, the fine dust particles that there are on your car. You may see them when there's an accumulation, but they're there. They're always there. So this creates the swirls and the spider webs and all that stuff. So it's important to have car soap. You can't just put, I don't know, a dishwashing liquid. I mean, it's not going to work. Now, there's other reasons why you don't want to use a dishwashing liquid. It's going to scrap your wax, but I'm talking more about simply the aesthetic quality here today, all right? So I've done a video, I've done videos on how to wash cars, black cars. Actually, I haven't in English, but in French I have. And these are tricks, basically just little tricks that my routine, it's basically my routine I'm doing today. It's not the way it should be, it's the way I do it. So let's get going. So I'm going to narrate through this. I always have 3 buckets when I wash my car. One for the soap, one to dry the car, and the other one to dry the inside of the doors with an old rag. Look at the first bucket. I'm specifically showing you how much soap I'm putting in, which is basically a lot. You cannot put too much soap in your wash bucket. You'll notice there's a grit guard at the bottom of my bucket that allows the big pieces of dirt to settle when I wet my rag, or in this case my microfiber chenille towel. I just find the microfiber chenille the best, most absorbent, the most likely to absorb the dirt inside and not scratch the rest of your paint material there is out there. So I'm showing you how this may seem long, but I'm showing you how I am putting water in my bucket. Basically what I want to do is, it's not really about the bubbles, is I want quantity, because I'm going to use so much water when I'm cleaning my car that I need 3/4 of that bucket has to be water. And of course I'm going to fill up my drying towel. Inside I have 3 towels. I have a chamois, I have a giant microfiber towel, and I have a very small microfiber towel to clean the windows inside and out. Then of course I have my spare bucket to wash the inside of the doors, things like that. It's an old rag that I have, an old chamois actually. So here I am soaking my car in water. Once again, I'm showing it at regular speed because I want to make a few comments, and I want you guys to see exactly, like, I really overwater everything. I put it in shower mode and I just spray that thing with as much water as I can. You want the water to work into the dirt that's already there, okay? Because wet dirt will scratch and remove more easily than dried, baked in dirt. So I take my time. You see that a second pass on the bottom there? That's where the really tough dirt is. The top is mostly dust and light dirt. So I'm going to slowly work my way around the car and do that. I want you to take a look at what I'm doing here. I'm taking my mitt from the bucket, and I didn't even let water into the bucket. I just take it as much water as I can, and I slowly, very slowly wash the car from top to bottom. A thing that's very important to note, I'm putting no pressure. There is no pressure. I'd rather wash my car imperfectly than push on and put pressure and wash it perfectly. Let's take a look at that movement again in slow motion. Take a look at this now. This is 10 times slower than regular speed. Check this out. I'm coming across really, really easy. Look at that foam on the front. That's really getting into the top dust and putting lubricants in it right away so I can wipe it off effectively. That is the effect of going slow and putting absolutely no pressure. This is the result that you'll get. I don't think I've ever seen it shown that way. Let's go back to the regular wash. Now take a look at this now. I could have continued washing the hood, but I didn't because I just wanted to go wash my rag, put a whole lot of water and car wash into it, and do the other side. Now you'll notice by putting too much water, it's running on the sides of the car like that. You see that? So not only did I wet my car at the beginning when I washed it, but the runoff of the soap and water is coming down the side of the car and is working on dirt right away. And that's another benefit of going from top to bottom. That overage, that overrun of soap and water just comes down. Look at it, you could see it come down. And there you go. I could have continued there. I go again. Look, you can see clearly that the overage of soapy water. Look at that. I'm losing a lot of it on the floor. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And no pressure. No pressure. That's the most important thing. It's a couple of microfiber hairs and some air. All right? No pressure. That's the most important thing. I'm going to say it about 100 times during this video, because by putting a lot of pressure and wiping things off with a lot of pressure, you're sure to get swirls and scratches. Now, once again, take a look at this. I'm showing it to you in regular speed because I want you to see how the overage is coming down. You see the bottom part of the doors there? They're so wet, it's not even funny. And when it's time for me to wash that part, well, they're going to be so wet, it's not even funny. So I'm going to get a minimal scratches from that heavy dirt area. Now take a look at it again. Look at this. Boom. I hit that part at the end. Come across, do just the bottom fourth, I'd say, the bottom third, the bottom fourth of that door. There, look at that. Look at that. It's coming off by itself. It's coming off by itself, and I'm not gonna have any swirls and scratches on my car. So I'll do the rest here in high speed. So basically the same thing over again. I'm just going nice and slow, nice and slow. All right, so once I've washed off all the soapy water, after cleaning the car, I'm going to dry it. Now look at what I'm doing to dry the car. I'm just using a giant microfiber towel that's designed for drying. And I'm just letting the weight of the towel drag across the finish and take away whatever water it will, right? No pressure. Once again, I can't stand pressure. I never put any pressure when I'm drying my car. Of course, once in a while you squeeze out the excess water, and look at this. It's almost a blot. It's like I'm blotting almost. Very little pressure. Very little pressure. Coming around the rear view mirror once again. Slowly. No rush. No rush. That's why I'm doing it in real time so you can see it. And of course, once you're done drying or almost all dried, the last step I find is to put a detailing mist. Now, a detailing mist takes 5 minutes to apply. Why would you apply a detailing mist? One, it brings out a nice shine. But more importantly, it leaves a thin film of protection. Now, if you waxed your car, it's going to add a layer. It's not a wax, but I mean, it's going to add a layer to your wax. And basically, this layer of protection is good for about 2 to 3 weeks. And basically, it lasts until your next car wash. So when you're going to wash your car next time, you're already going to have a thin, greasy, lubricant-like barrier underneath the dirt. And this is going to make washing your car a lot easier. Now, I'm fast forwarding it here, but this whole thing, doing the whole car took about 5 minutes. Now, a good detailing mist does not leave any white stuff on the plastics or rubbers. In fact, it protects almost any surface from the sun. So you really should be doing this every car wash. Now, it's an additional 10 minutes because you have to take it off after. So 5 minutes to put on and 5 minutes to take off. But that is one of the key steps in keeping a black car free, or to minimize the impact of swirls and spider webs in your clear coat. Now look, what I did was I wet a microfiber cloth, dried it out correctly, and what I'm doing is simply passing over everywhere and picking up the whatever excess detailing mist I left behind to give it the perfect finish. Once again, no pressure. Why pressure? I almost give shit to people when I see them washing cars, people I know. So why are you putting pressure? Stop pressing so hard. Now, I'm not endorsing any products on this show because most car detailing products are very good quality. Car soaps are pretty much all good. Very few of them are not good. And it's the same thing with detailing mist. Though I would say the chemical guys, if you go look in my, see my channel in one of the playlists, you'll see the chemical guys detailing mist. I really find that's a good one. It's a good value. And they sell it in large quantities. You can also use it to clay the car, though a soapy solution, a car soap solution will suffice. So I hope you found this useful and interesting, and check out my car reviews. Just to note, this is a car that was not polished in over a year. That means it's gone through a Canadian winter and it still looks very good. So these techniques work.